Hello, my name is Katie Lieber, and today I would like to persuade parents to spank their children. How do you discipline your child? Do you spank them? Do you know how or when to use it properly? All parents face the problem of their child not listening to them. If we resolve it now, they'll be more well behaved in the future. Spanking has been a reliable source of proper discipline for children who go through a phase or talking back or not listening. Here's why you should spank your child. Whether you give a child a timeout or a good pop on the butt, disciplining your toddler can pave the way to a well-behaved child in the future. Children who grow up in environments where they are not punished or properly disciplined for doing something wrong can end up misbehaving more often as they age. According to the Yellow Dino statistics for violent kids, 46% of males and 26% of females reported they had been in physical fights. Those in lower grades reported being in twice as many fights as those in higher grades. However, there is a lower rate of serious violent crimes in elementary level than in the high school or middle schools. There is a method to the madness. According to Dr. Jared Pillington, a clinical psychologist and a mister, parents must follow guidelines to spanking their children, not just haphazardly hitting them when they do something wrong. Using Dr. Pillington's guidelines is key to a well-behaved child. Using spanking in cases of deliberate disobedience or defiance of authority, but never an excuse to harm a child, but merely to correct their actions. What we want children to understand is the gentle sting of a spanking is connected to the greater and often long-term pain of harmful choices. Simply put, prevention is easier than cure. As you can see here, there has been a slow change over the past 30 years of parents spanking their children. In 1985, 84% of males and 82% of females were spanking their children. All the way up until 2012, 77% of males and 65% of females are still spanking their children. Were you spanked as a child? I was. I was terrified of my mother. If I did something wrong, I was punished for it. As you can see here, 77% of 18-year-olds to 36-year-olds still spank their children. 87% of 37 to ages 48 are spanking their children. And of course, 92% of 49-year-olds to 67-year-olds are spanking their children or grandchildren. And 88% of 68-year-olds and older are spanking their children or grandchildren. As we continue the guidelines, you have to warn the child of the punishment you have to warn the child of their punishment if they continue. If the child continues, spank them and inform them what they did wrong so they can learn from the experience. Authoritative parents have high expectations for their children. However, giving that child the right tools and support that they need to succeed, while using a combination of firm control and positive encouragement of a child's independence, according to Good Parent. As parents make reasonable demands of the child, it is promoted respect for authority for the parents. Authoritative parents disciplined using reasoning, power, reinforcement to achieve objectives, and some corporal punishment, according to Good Parent. However, according to Jessica Paul and Ogilvy, special to the Los Angeles Times, parents against spanking, quote, argue that spanking can cause children to become violent later in life and may increase the chances that they will experience anxiety and depression, end quote. A few other risks that the children who are spanked could be at risk for committing juvenile crime, assaulting other kids, and also possibly, as an adult, may hit their partner or spouse. Being assertive with your child and teaching them manners can lead to a more productive life and help them cope with those around them. However, if a child is left undisciplined, they could grow to be intolerant and suffer from anxiety. Disciplining a child is not about hurting them. rather to teach them to make positive choices and manage stress, anxiety, anger, and frustration. An example of using simple discipline is when a child is placed in timeout after hitting his or her brother or sister. This will place the child in a quiet setting, teaching them skills that will help them manage anger better in the future, according to Amy Morin. As stated by Amy Morin, healthy discipline teaches kids alternative ways to get their needs met. Kids need to learn problem-solving skills, impulse control, and self-regulation skills from appropriate discipline. End quote. With many variations of parenting styles, the child must be the main focus, whether it is teaching them life lessons or simple day-to-day interactions, such as using his or her please and thank yous, using, quote, positive and negative consequences. Kids can grow and learn. Amy Morin. Let's wrap it up. Discipline is a source of good character for a child. A child left undisciplined will miss out on important life lessons. Spanking should be used to reinforce good behavior and help kids respect you and understand what they did wrong. Kids exposed to appropriate discipline will learn not only to act up, but learn problem-solving skills, impulse control, and self-regulation. Amy Morin. It just takes a little patience and discipline from both the parent and the child. I wish you all good luck. I don't have any kids, so I don't have that problem, but I do have younger siblings. I'd like to lead the way for them so they can have something to look up to. Being well-behaved or just doing what your parents tell you can make a world of a difference and make it easier for everybody. I'd like to give a few thanks to my preferences where I cited my information. I'd like to begin with thanking evidence favoring the use of disciplinary spanking from goodparent.org. Amy Morin, these are the biggest reasons your child needs discipline. And I'd also like to thank Uglieve from Pro and Cons of Spanking. Of course, Dr. J. Pillington from Spanking Can Be an Appropriate Form of Child Discipline. And of course, Violent Kids Statistics from Yellow Dino. For my visual aids, I'd like to thank M. Bedwell from Parents Who Spank Their Parents Who Spank Their Kids Say It Doesn't Work. And of course, Slow Change, received from timedown.com. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I changed your minds about spanking or to continue spanking. Thank you.